and he was able to do what he needed to do to close the show. I can tell you right now, though, about Rolly Romero. If you can't punch, you ain't gonna beat that dude. He is strong as fuck. I'm telling you. You know, all the other lightweights out there, I think, you know, Rolly has put him on notice. You know, Tank Davis is on another level. He showed you why he's one of the best fighters in the world. And, hey. When it comes to Tank, again, you know, no matter what you guys say, we're going to continue to do what he's doing. One by one, line him up. He's going to knock him down. You know, but again, going back to Rolly, again, I thought that it was a very competitive fight. I don't know what anybody know what the scorecards, the official scorecards were up until that round? On one card? Okay. Yeah, Tank was very patient. You know, and that's what it takes when you're fighting someone as strong as Rolly is. You know, but Tank showed his experience. You know, and he got the big knockout. Any questions for me? No, not at all. No, Rolly was hurt, and then he lived to fight another day. No, wasn't premature at all.
Leonard. Danny Alvarez, BoxingVoice.com. First and foremost, congratulations. A great event here in Brooklyn. Highest sold boxing event. A first pay-per-view. Just overall thoughts on the event that you guys put together and the people coming out for Gervonta Davis.
Well, this is what we do. You know, we really understand the marketplace. You know, I chose to come here to New York because, again, I wanted to blow this thing out. You know, we've proven that we can go East Coast, West Coast, anywhere. Gervonta Davis, he's one of the biggest stars in the entire sport, and he will soon be the face of boxing. Yes.
Mark Helton, Fight Sports. Where do you think Tank goes from here? Who's next?
Don't know. Coming off of this terrific performance, you know, we'll sit down and figure it out.
What about Rolly?
Take a little time off, and he'll be back on Showtime Championship Boxing. Trust and believe that. I thought he performed very well, and he showed the world that, again, that he is a very strong fighter, and it's going to be hard to beat him. Trust me. If you can't punch, you ain't got no shot with Rolly. I'm telling you now. I don't care how much skills you have. Rolly's one of the top lightweights in the world, and I've been saying that. Yes, he's awkward. He didn't have the experience, you know, but.
Do you think it was poor sportsmanship, him just walking out, not waiting for the decision, or what do you think?
Well, I mean, you can't really judge a fighter. You know, you just got knocked out. You know, you don't know if he's really coherent. You don't know what's going on. You know, if he's concussed. You know, but he's a good sportsman. You know, and he understood. Oh, here he is, right here. Give Rolly Romero a big hand. Let me sit here with you. Sit right here.
How you guys doing? Amazing fight.
Rolly, can you, Keith Heidick from BoxingScene.com back here. Rolly, can you tell us what you remember of what happened and the shot that Tank caught you with?
He caught me with a left hook. I jumped in, and I just jumped into a shot.
Do you agree with the referee's decision to stop the fight?
I'm a warrior. I wanted to continue the fight, so if I could continue, I would have continued.
Did you feel you were winning the fight at that point?
I won all 6 rounds. I won every moment of that fight. I exposed him, and we need to run that shit back.
Questions in front? Anyone?
This is live.
So he just showed up. It just
Hey,
begun.
Rolly, obviously, before the fight, you were talking about the first round knockout, but did you want to be more tactical, a more tactical fight as you showed in the first 5+ rounds?
In the second fight,
No, tonight you were very tactical, very, you fought at your own pace tonight. Was that the game plan going in?
honestly, yeah, I did not want to give. I mean, if I could have got a first round knockout, I would have done it, But I know he's expecting a first round knockout, so I wasn't able to get the first round knockout. So I was tactical throughout the entire fight.
Rolly, back here. Mike Hoppinger, ESPN. Hey, Rolly, congrats on a great performance. You have never been fighting, you've never fought a top guy like that before, so you showed a lot. And obviously, there's a lot of top fighters at 135. Who do you want to fight next? You have your.
I want Gervonta Davis again. I was winning that fucking fight, and I just got hit with a clean shot. That's all, and that's that.
Outside of Gervonta, are there any other names you like? I mean, I know you've mentioned Devin Haney on occasion. He's fighting next week for the Undisputed Championship against Kambosos. There's Ryan Garcia.
No, I want Gervonta Davis again. I exposed his ass, and everybody in this room knows it. I got caught with a good shot. That's all.
Rolly, great performance. I think you should be proud of yourself. You did great. If there is a rematch, what would be different?
I just want to jump into a shot like that again. Like I said, I had him running like a bitch the entire fight. And like I said, he got a nice shot in. That's all that happened. He got hurt multiple times. And he ran around. He was terrified of me. And I doubt he'll do the rematch again.
This is
And
next
Coach
level
Bullet,
delusion.
what were your thoughts on the fight?
I felt like he did a great performance, like we all saw. I know that Rolly could outbox pretty much 90% of the fighters in boxing.
Oh, hold on, my bad. Hold on 1 minute. My bad. Sorry about that.
Away with it.
Here we go.
But it was a great performance.
Oh, yeah, they're
Mistakes
both
were made in the
delusional.
game. The best of the best. Ali, Mike Tyson, every last one of them took an L. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I'm very proud of my fighter, and I will never turn him in for nobody else. Straight up.
Yeah, Rolly, Chris Murray, Philadelphia Sunday Sun. My question to you: you said that you were beating them up, and what were you doing? What was working for you tonight?
Stiff jab. The stiff jab, 2-1, just over and over again. That hurt him multiple times in the fight.
Marcus Hayes, Fight Hub TV. Rolly, Bullet, congratulations for a good showing tonight. Just came up a little bit short. My question is for Rolly. Rolly, early in the fight, you seem to be landing almost at will. When you were hitting Davis, could you tell if your punches were having effect on him?
I mean, he was running around. I mean, he got hurt multiple times throughout that entire fight. So I'll be honest with you, that referee helped him a lot. All he would do is hold me and hold me and hold me, and that's that.
One more question. Really, Mark Hamilton from Fight Sports. What was your best punch of the fight? What do you think he caught him with?
Stiff jab.
What
That
round?
stiff jab. It was multiple times. Multiple times.
And that's it. That's the only Q&A he's going to get. Well, anyway, we had a little bit of break. And pull up the highlights for you. Tank's on the way out. We've only been live for 9 minutes. Leonard Ellerbe started, and then he talked for about 3 minutes, and then Tank came on. I mean, not Tank. Rolly came on for the last 6 minutes or so. There was some shooting in the Barclays Center. And it's not a Barclays Center fight unless there's some type of riot street fight or a shooting.
Tonight's attendance,
Hopefully.
a record-breaking 18,970.
Sweet. Nice.
18,970.
Obviously, a lot of emotion still from Romero after that fight. Any thoughts on him wanting the rematch and his talk about that?
No, that's his opinion. Like I said, all kinds of emotions are flying around. So, take a little time off and, we'll see what next steps are.
What do you think of Jalil fight?
Oh, that's my young gun. I'm very proud of there he is, Jalil Hackett. Very proud of him.
Hey, Leonard, how you doing? Najee from Cigar Talk. I was privy to you and Ryan kind of had a little back and forth. He was really adamant about trying to get the Tank fight. How do you feel about that?
Ryan don't want to fight Tank, man. Come on, man. It's just, you got guys out there like Mannix and them try to pump him up and like he's some killer. Ryan Garcia, like I said, he's a good fighter. Got nothing but respect for him, but he don't want none of that smoke. He don't want none of that smoke because if he did, he'd make Golden Boy do it. And I've tried on 2 occasions that some of the reporters seem to forget when they say that, oh, Tank Davis don't want to fight none of the top fighters. But then they say that Ryan Garcia is a top fighter, but hey, we know what it is.
I have
Mannix.
just one last question. I didn't see you did the celebrity row on the Titantron. I didn't see Floyd. I was wondering, just maybe possibly like where Floyd was, or if he had plans on coming and just couldn't make it.
He had a family emergency.
I don't believe that
Leonard,
shit. But I have to respect it.
There's been a lot of speculation. Tank said a lot of things and then kind of reverse course a little bit this week. Can you clarify what his contractual situation is and how you're going to move forward with him?
No, I'm not going to discuss any fighter's contractual situation with you guys.
Are you guys still his promoter?
Yes.
Leonard, you talked about how excited you were about this fight earlier in the week. Talk about announcing that record-selling crowd of 18,970.
It's big, man. Again, it's like this is what we do. We know what we're doing. Eventually you guys will give us our props, but we don't do this to get the props. Like I said, anywhere we go, it's like this. East Coast, West Coast, down south, UK. Gervonta Davis is a terrific fighter. We have a great company. I have a great team. And we're going to continue to do what we do, put on these big events for the fans, and, that's what it's all about, giving the fans exactly what they want to see.
Why do you think he's such a big draw, no matter where you put him in the United States?
Because he's doing a phenomenal job inside the ring, and he has a great promotional team. He has a great internal team. He has a excellent trainer in Kalvin Ford. So when all these things are working together, this is what you get.
Hey, Leonard, just wanted to know, how would you see a Ryan Garcia versus Romero fight playing out?
Rolly Romero would knock Ryan Garcia out probably within 3 rounds.
Oh, Lord.
Do you think Rolly's the second best lightweight?
No doubt. No doubt in my mind. Again, like I said, is that Tank is a special fighter. He's a special fighter. And if there's not many guys who can punch and box like Tank. Tank, he's a complete fighter. And he does everything really, really, really well. And he has a lot of experience. So when you look at the other lightweights out there, I'm rolling with Rolly. He's too strong. Too strong. Again, like I said, if you can't punch, he's gonna walk right through you. That's a fact.
Hey Leonard, what were your thoughts on the fact that Shakur, Tio, Ryan, I'm sure Devin would have probably came out, but obviously he's going to Australia. Just the whole division, future opponents was all here.
They all know that Tank Davis is the best. Okay, and that's respect though. All those are excellent fighters, and that's a sign of respect. Tank don't go to their fights. I'm just keeping it 100.
Leonard, tennis star Naomi Osaka said that there was a shooting here or something. Do you know anything that happens?
No, I've heard some rumors, but I don't believe in rumors.
And what would you like to see Rolly do next?
Take some time off and next steps. Rolly's a very good fighter. Rolly's a very good fighter, and he showed you guys why we've been working with him and why, it was a great promotion. What you guys think was a great promotion. Everyone was excited. It was a highly anticipated matchup, because a lot of trash talk back and forth. But it's entertainment. It's entertainment. And a lot of people don't understand that. This is why we have 18,970. We sell out Staples Center. We sell out everywhere we go. The fans want to be entertained. And Gervonta Davis is doing it at the highest level. That's why, again, he's eventually going to be the face of boxing. Very, very soon.
I know you said about Ryan earlier, but do you think a fight between Gervonta and Ryan is the biggest in all of boxing from a commercial standpoint?
I do. I'm being honest about that. But again, Golden Boy is not going to put him nowhere near. I mean, the closest he's going to get to Gervonta Davis is where he was tonight. And Ryan, like I said, I like him as a person. We have a mutual respect, but he don't want to fight Tank. It's just all talk.
Leonard, obviously one fight the fans are going to be thinking about is the winner of next week's fight, Kambosos and Haney. What are your thoughts, potentially on that kind of matchup, Tank fighting the winner at some point?
Tank beats any of these lightweights, any of them.
So do you want to see him move up then?
Move up?
Move up in weight?
For what?
At some point?
If that's what he wants to do, you just don't do things just to be doing them.
What do you think his next big challenge is? What's left, if there's nothing left in the lightweight for him?
Oh, I didn't say there wasn't nothing left in the lightweight division. There's a lot left in the lightweight division. You just have to be, you guys have to be patient. Patient. Again,
Nobody try to
I've
hear that
explained
patient shit no more.
over and over and over again, all these fights that you guys think are big, they aren't big. They just aren't in terms of generating revenue. And guys aren't fighting for free. You know what I'm saying? So all these guys are good fighters. In due time, it'll happen if they.
He talking some bullshit now.
You guys say they are. These big fights will happen. But right now, they aren't big, in my opinion.
Yes, that's his opinion.
I know what I'm talking about. Because if they were big, you would see these guys being able to do the kind of things that Gervonta Davis is doing. And that's a fact. You see some of these guys, they can't do nothing. Well, I'm talking about as it relates to being an attraction. All very good fighters, but you have to be able to capture the imagination of the fans or make the fans want to come see you.
This is not good what he's saying.
Pay-per-view fighter.
Not good for the fans.
Tonight he showed you why. He gets it done. In impressive fashion, each and every time.
What do you think the fans love most about him?
He's the most exciting fighter in the entire sport. That's why. And I guarantee you, any of the fans, well, I ain't gonna say any, but if there probably isn't 500 people in there that know what belt he's won, they don't care. They don't care. They don't care. He's the most exciting fighter in the entire sport, and people they come to see him. And they pay to come see him. That's the big difference. And not only the largest attendance, this is
this is not a good look. Not at all.
Ever. And it's been like how many? 40?
There's been about, this was the
Yeah, 40th fight. It's very impressive. And how does a guy do that when you guys are saying that he's not fighting nobody? Why are people coming out? Everywhere. What you guys don't understand, the sport is bigger than the diehard fans. The overall sport. People gonna pay their money for what they want to see, not necessarily what you guys want to see.
I get what he's saying, but this is not a good look. Like, this is some smug ass shit he talking right now.
Yes. Well, I mean, it was a great shot, and that's what happens. It's part of the sport. Tank caught him with a great shot. Like I said.
This sounds like a smack in the face to me. I didn't like that.
Taking his time.
Not one bit.
I thought it was a good fight, and you could see.
It's basically
round by
him
round,
saying, you're going to watch what we put on and you deal with it. We ain't going to do it. Nah, bro. That ain't a good look.
Fight started after midnight.
Right? Yeah. The fans got their money's worth. I told everyone there's no way that this fight would go the distance, and the fans got exactly what they wanted to see. Yes, I did. But I mean, it's a great feeling as a promoter.
That's pretty much what he
to be
said.
able to walk into a venue and you look, wow, that's a great feeling. You know that you did a great job, and I want to give a special thanks to my wonderful, wonderful Mayweather Promotions team. Who grind with me day in and day out. Like I said, we don't need 200 fighters. All it takes is one to get the job done. And oftentimes you say, well, they only got Gervonta Davis. Well, damn. They only got Floyd Mayweather. Well, damn. I bet you every other promoter would love to have either one of those guys. And it's a lot of work, behind the scenes, but, hey, this is what it's all about. I'm really, really passionate about what I do, yeah, and I'm very protective. When I say protective, meaning like, sometimes I come at you guys is because, there's a lot of disrespect out there, and I feel as though that my guys don't get the respect that they have earned, just because we don't get the things we want when we want them, but hey, we know what we're doing. We've been very successful at this for a very long time, and we're going to continue doing what we're doing.
I think you've been kind of critical just of the media, like you said, just with regard to like Tank maybe not being placed on the pound-for-pound list. Do you think that this fight in particular kind of puts him in contention, like in your mind?
Well, I mean, he should have. I mean, of course, but me personally, I really don't concern myself with that because it's a very subjective list, and it changes every day.
He just disrespected the shit out the fans
These guys,
of the
so
sport.
It doesn't really matter to me because at the end of the day, you can't go to the bank with any of that stuff.
That shit was cringe.
Right, Carpenter.
Like, I ain't like that one bit. I didn't like that one bit. Like, it's ways to say things, and why they not passing the microphone around?
While I was speaking to him, Shakur was clear. He said that Gervonta knows I am the far more skilled fighter. Your comments on that?
No comment. Shakur Stevens is a 130-pounder, right? You got to remember, you guys criticized Tank for fighting guys. So, come on. Got to let it make some sense.
He's pretty much saying that they're going to have.
All right,
Tank
ladies
fight
and gentlemen, now we want to bring up and still the lightweight champion of the world,
talk
fresh
after
off of a 6-round knockout over Rolando Rolly Romero. Please welcome the undefeated from Baltimore, Maryland, Gervonta Tank Davis.
We'll talk
Questions
after.
from the media.
I'll be right back. We'll talk. This is live, real time. We'll talk after Tank's done.
First of all, huge
Please take a
congratulations,
timeout.
Tank.
Like
That
the
was
video.
an amazing
Subscribe.
fight, amazing night. Walk me through that knockout.
Just through the 6 rounds, I was just trying to figure him out, catch his range and see how hard he hit. And, just him, I knew he was going to run into something because he wanted to, you know what I mean? His focus was to throw everything hard. So he tried to throw his brick hand, I think, and I just moved out the way and just caught him running in.
Where do you rate his power?
He definitely got power. He got power.
Thank you, Ronnie Duncan from Fox 29 in Philadelphia, right here.
Where?
Right here.
Oh,
All
my
right.
bad.
When you think about this fight, we saw maturity in you
Yeah.
throughout the whole buildup. And then the way you fought. Talk to us about the patience you had in that ring and how you set him up. Because, see, a lot of people don't give you that boxing IQ, but I do. You set him up for that shot.
Yeah. I mean, just, you know what I mean? I seen that. That's the whole, even when we weighed in, I knew that I could outthink him easily. You know what I mean? So I knew that I was going to, outbox him, but I thought I was going to, not knock him out, but wound up stopping him in the late rounds. But he ran into the shot.
Radio Raheem. Rolly's already
Where?
right here.
Oh, my bad.
Rolly feels like he won every round and is already calling for the rematch. What's your reaction to that?
Hey. I don't know, man. Shout out to him.
Did he give you any trouble in this fight? Was there anything about his style that was difficult?
No. I think I need to start warming up more, though, before the fight. So I could be already, really warm when I get into the fight. Because it was I was going into the fight a little cold. Even though we was working out, but I think I need to be, more, do some, jump roping or something. Because I had to warm myself up before I can actually, get in the groove.
Stephen Cordina, Carolina Sports. Tank, right here. Congratulations. It seemed like this part of the strategy was you were kind of on the outside of the ring a lot, letting him come in to punches. Was that part of the plan, was to let his aggression be his downfall?
Yeah. Basically, I was just, I knew that he was strong off the first punch he threw. You know what I mean? Like he said, I do start slow, so he caught me with a shot, and I was like, yeah, I gotta, stay out the way. But I knew that down the line, down the stretch, I was gonna break him down, just off of the way he was fighting and his footwork. You know what I mean? So.
Everything. We already seen his footwork was garbage. If you listen to Showtime's coach's corner, you can hear the things. He was falling in a lot, you understand? And you can hear me telling Tank, throw straight punches. So it's just breaking him down, I told you Tank can get you from 1 to 12. You can't make no mistakes.
Gervonta, I'm back over here. Marcos Villegas, Fight Hub. Hey, I don't know. I think it was one of the middle rounds. We saw you do a hand motion.
Yeah, I don't know why
What happened
everybody
there?
keeps saying that. Nah, my hand. Yeah. But I didn't hurt my hand not one time in this fight.
Okay.
Not one
And
time.
The second question is, do you feel that Rolly's a lot better than what everyone expected him to be in this fight?
No.
Why not?
I don't know.
Hey, Gervonta, what's going on, man? Najee from Cigar Talk. Tonight was packed, man. They said this was the most packed and the biggest gate since in 40 fights or something like that. Just talk about, the love that you got from New York City and kind of the energy in the building. Did you feel that? How did it feel to kind of receive that energy and that love?
First of all, I wanted to say thank you to everybody that came out. You know what I mean? I'm definitely appreciative for them coming out. It meant a lot, just coming back to the Barclays Center, and I fought here. I won my first title here, and just to, I knew that coming into the fight, Baltimore was going to come up here, and I got a lot of fan base in New York, and just to see them show out was amazing. You know what I mean? I think that I didn't just win tonight. I think the whole, you know what I mean, as a whole, we won tonight.
Gervonta, Mark Hamilton, Fight Sports. You kind of laughed off a rematch. So you don't think he deserves a rematch? You want to go somewhere else? Who else? What are you looking for to do next?
I don't think people deserve a rematch if they get knocked out like that. But not trying to be funny, but if it was a good fight leading up to the knockout, then like down the line, like if it was like the 9th round or 10th round, and you know what I mean, somehow somebody caught him with a good shot, but it was. I think it was probably. I was winning on the scorecards, I believe. I started warming up as the fight was going on, and I don't think it's we need a rematch, but I'm all ears, and you know, if anybody else want to fight me at 135, I was talking about 130, but I feel comfortable at 135. So.
Gervonta, congrats, man, on the knockout.
Where?
Right here.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good. Congrats.
Thank you.
How's it feel? You've won a lot of big fights, title fights, but how's it feel to win a fight like this where it was so personal and there's a lot of pride and bragging rights on the line tonight?
I don't think
I'll tell you why I didn't go to the fight. We're going to talk after the press conference.
You know what I mean? At first, it was personal. I mean, well, I took it personal, but I think that, you know, it's a part of the sport of boxing. You know what I mean? I realized that, and that's when I start, you know, having fun with it. You know what I mean? I wasn't taking it so much personal. You know what I mean? If you see the, you know, press conference, I was always laughing. I wasn't never. He was the serious one. You know what I mean? When we was like face to face and stuff like that. But I just took it like regular, and I always like try to do stuff that I always do like on a day-to-day basis. You know what I mean? Leading up to the fight or just us doing press conference. So it won't like make me feel like I'm in like a war or something like that. So I think that's, you know, that play a big part. You guys good now, or? I mean, I'm good. I got the victory. I mean,
yeah. My question to you: at what point did you figure him out? That you figured out, and were you surprised that left hook you threw was going to, you know, knock him out?
I was figuring him out through the rounds, but I feel as though I was gonna eventually break him down. So that was my main goal, to make him chase me around a little bit, start picking shots, start going to the body. But I knew that I was when I started faking him out with my eyes, that's when I knew that I had him. And you know what I mean? The shot that I threw, it wasn't really hard. It wasn't my hardest like punch I could have threw. It was just right on the money. I caught him coming in. You know what I mean? And I knew he was going to come in eventually because he wanted to hit me so hard. You know what I mean? And I just got out the way at the same time. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, yes, sir. Thank y'all for coming out too, man.
All right, we got some things to talk about. We're going to do a deep dive, watch some highlights, listen to the post-fight interview, talk about what's possibly next, what's realistically next, and I am disgusted with the comments from Leonard Ellerbe. Pretty much, they're going to put
long night, long camp, long fight.
Great job, coach.
My bad. So I don't even know where to begin. For one, Rolly is kind of delusional. I'm not going to say kind of. Rolly's delusional. We're just going to go ahead and say that. Let me go back and so we can go back and recap what he talked about. But if you don't know, Tank Davis stopped Rolly Romero, 6-round knockout. Here, I'm going to show you the clip right now so we can jump right into things real quick. On my card, I believe I had it, I already know. I had gave round 1 to Rolly. Now, round 1 could have went either way, you know, but from the goodness of my heart, You know, I'm a kind, caring, giving individual. I gave round number 1 to Rolly, but it could have went to Tank Davis, but I gave it to Rolly. Round number 2 was clearly a Rolly round. Round number 3, 4, and 5, Tank Davis, you know, won those rounds. The most definitive was round number 3 round number 5 in my opinion. So he did say, Tank Davis, during the post-fight press conference, that he thinks he should warm up more before fights. So you know how you'll see fighters, you know, back there jumping rope or, you know, shadow boxing and everything. You don't really see Tank Davis doing that. So that's why I'm guessing he felt he had a slow start, not taking those earlier rounds. By the way, one judge even had Rolly up before the stoppage in round number 6. In fact, here it is right now to show you the stoppage and talk about why the referee stopped the fight, because some people are calling it early. But if you've seen the way Rolly was on his way back to the dressing room or the locker room, being held up pretty much by his father, you would say, okay, he wasn't with us at the time. He was out on his feet, you know. But anyway, he took a big time pay-per-view punch. He probably never been hit that hard in his life before. Like this, you know, bad blood type of punch. So he was fucked up. But here is the stoppage right here, round number 6. By the way, Leonard Ellerbe announced that there was 18,900 in attendance, the record breaker for the Barclays Center. Crazy. And also, unfortunately, there was a shooting in the building. It's not the first time a gun was let off in the Barclays Center. The Barclays Center is known to have some very rough crowds. I've attended Barclays Center fights in the past. There's been brawls where I was there, like, you know, right there recording the brawl. In fact, you want to see real quick? Hold on, let me see something right here. Let me show you something real quick. Take your time out. By the way, like the video if you haven't. That really helps us out here. We're not doing this for our health. But before I play this knockout clip, but let me show you the type of shit that goes down. I'm talking about every event. There's always some type of brawl in the Barclays. Now me, I got a chance to catch one recently. My bad. I got a chance to catch one. So I'm the cameraman. But anyway, this was the last brawl I was at the Barclays Center. My bad. Hey. Come on, do it. Well, anyway, yeah. That was actually at the last Barclays Center fight between Jamal Charlo and Matvey Kourbanov and Jamel Charlo and Tony Harrison. That was the last fight I've been to. And that was the last fight in the Barclays Center before the pandemic.
It's worse than him.
It was that little dance right there. You see, it was the dance that the referee was like, nah, you know what? You fucked up. You know, and he was down there for a little while. Let's take that into account. He was down there for a little minute.
It's worse than him.
Look, he's still down there. He's having a hard time getting up. And look, he get up. Now look, the leg. Look, you saw that leg almost buckle? He was, you know. He was having a hard time. He was definitely having a hard time. But yeah, you know what? Like these comments, first, okay, I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. Do you want to hear Rolly first, or do you want to hear the comments from Leonard Ellerbe about how basically he's telling us if Tank Davis stays with Mayweather Promotions, that Tank is going to be fighting whoever the motherfucker they want him to fight, and they don't care about us, the fans, the people, because Tank can sell anywhere. They don't care about belts and none of that shit. Like, I mean, you know, his comments, even though I think Leonard Ellerbe's come a long way, you know, I got a lot of respect for him as a promoter, and I understand what they're saying to an extent, but his comments come off as like, bro, who the fuck are you to talk to us like that? Like, we paying for these shits. Like, don't bite the hand that feeds you. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna let y'all hear it first before we play Rolly. because that shit he was talking was like, wow. It's like, who you talking? Like, why are you talking to us like that? Like, basically calling us hoes. Like, y'all gonna buy what we tell y'all to buy.
Come on, man. It's just, you know, you got guys out there like Mannix and them try to pump him up and like he's some killer. You know, Ryan Garcia, like I said, he's a good fighter. Got nothing but respect for him, but he don't want none of that smoke. He don't want none of that smoke because if he did, he'd make Golden Boy do it. And I've tried on 2 occasions that some of the reporters seem to forget when they say that, oh, Tank Davis don't want to fight none of the top fighters. But then they say that Ryan Garcia is a top fighter, but hey, we know what it is.
I have just one last question. I didn't see they did the celebrity row on the Titantron. I didn't see Floyd. I was wondering.
People in there that know what belt he's won. They don't. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, here it is right here. Now listen to this and tell me what you feel about this. And then we're going to talk about Ryan Garcia, a fight that I don't think is going to happen. And basically Leonard Ellerbe is telling us is not going to happen. But listen to this little prologue here before Tank comes on the stage and how Leonard Ellerbe just listen in. Let me see if we can start here.
That's what he wants to do. You know, you just don't do things just to be doing them.
What do you think his next big challenge is? What's left? If there's nothing left in the lightweight for him?
Oh, I didn't say there wasn't nothing left in the lightweight division. There's a lot left in the lightweight division. You just have to be. You guys have to be patient.
Now listen to this, right? This is where it's going to start when he's going to be telling us like, you got to be patient, you know. And when you look at Tank's resume, Tank is one of my favorite fighters of this generation. But let's fucking be honest. This is the second time with the Rolly go around. Remember, he had the sex deviant assault allegations. And this fight was supposed to happen before. So now it's happened again. They went back to this. Rolly shouldn't have been on pay-per-view no matter how you slice it. Even though we was entertained, you know, we enjoyed seeing the knockout, you know, and the build-up. Nonetheless, Rolly Romero shouldn't have been on pay-per-view. The Isaac Cruz fight, that shouldn't have been on pay-per-view. And you know them. They're going to, if Tank stays with them, they're going to try to circle back around to that. I'm not saying it wouldn't be a good fight, but at the same time, bro, no. Leo Santa Cruz, it's like, all right, cool. But that was a 126-pounder. Mario Barrios, all right, cool. But they selling us these fights, and yes, people are paying for them and they're buying them. But at the end of the day, it's a bizarre phenomenon. But anyway, let me let him tell you.
Left. If there's nothing left in the lightweight for him.
Oh, I didn't say there wasn't nothing left in the lightweight division. There's a lot left in the lightweight division. You just have to be. You guys have to be patient. Patient. You know. Again, I've explained over and over and over again. You know, all these fights that you guys think are big, they aren't big. They just aren't. In terms of generating revenue, and guys aren't fighting for free. You know what I'm saying? So all these guys are good fighters. In due time, it'll happen if they are what you guys say they are. These big fights will happen. But right now, they aren't big, in my opinion. And I think I know what I'm talking about. Because if they were big, you would see these guys being able to do the kind of things that Gervonta Davis is doing. You know? And that's a fact. You see some of these guys, they can't do nothing. I'm talking about as it relates to being an attraction. All very good fighters, but you have to be able to capture the imagination of the fans, or make the fans want to come see you. You know, Tank Davis is a pay-per-view fighter, and again, tonight he shows you why. He gets it done in impressive fashion each and every time.
What do you think the fans love most about him?
He's the most exciting fighter in the entire sport. That's why. And I guarantee you, any of the fans, well, I ain't gonna say any, but if there probably isn't 500 people in there that know what belt he's won, they don't care. They don't care. They don't care. He's the most exciting fighter in the entire sport, and people they come to see him. And they pay to come see him. That's the big difference. And not only the largest attendance, this is the highest grossing here ever. And it's been like, how many, 40?
This was the 40th fight?
Yeah, 40th fight. It's very impressive. And how does a guy do that when you guys are saying that he's not fighting nobody? Why are people coming out? Everywhere. What you guys don't understand, the sport is bigger than the diehard fans. The overall sport. People gonna pay their money for what they want to see, not necessarily what you guys want to see.
We're told 5 or 10 more minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, I know you had to do this. Yes. Well, I mean,
he does have a point. And there's certain things, you know, that it's like, all right, you keep that in the back with the executives. Don't tell the fans no shit like that to their face. You see what I'm saying? And he's basically telling us we're going to keep everything in-house, pretty much. And, you know, we already built Tank up to a point where he can fight whoever and people just going to buy that shit. The hardcore fans, we don't give a fuck about you. The sport going to be here with or without you. Like, bro. Like, you know, it's like, okay, all right. You know, all promoters, they have their own plans. You know how motherfuckers like to get, excuse me, I'm cussing. It's 3 o'clock in the motherfucking morning. You know how promoters like to get, they like to say stuff like, I mean, you know how fans like to get with promoters, they like to say, well, all promoters do this. They all have their plans. It's like, all right, that's cool. But keep that shit to yourself. Let us fucking live out here, you know, and now, you know, here's the thing, right? Who would you rather see? Let's go look at the top guys right now between, and I'm sorry, Mike, you done messed up the page. I want to update the rankings and everything's all out of whack. Well, anyway, let's go look at the PBC fighters, the top PBC fighters, right? These are my rankings here from FightView360.com. The link is down below in the description box. It is updated monthly in accordance to the sanctioning bodies, WBC, WBA, IBF, and WBO. But let's look at the top 135, 140-pound fighters in the PBC Mayweather Promotions multiverse, okay? So at 135, you see this is the belt right here that Tank Davis has. Next week on regular ESPN, we're getting Devin Haney versus George Kambosos. My colleague, we're going to be streaming during the main event. We're going to be in the arena. We got our credentials. We're doing full coverage for Haney Kambosos next week. But you got an undisputed for the WBC, WBC franchise, WBC Super, IBF, WBO, and Ring Magazine title fight on regular ESPN next week over in Australia. 40,000 or so plus. Okay? No pay-per-view here in the States. Tank Davis is the mandatory for that winner. However, Haney and Kambosos have a 2-fight deal. So they're tied up for 2022, both of them. So in the PBC universe, by the way, Vasil Lomachenko, we haven't heard from him in God knows how long. Prayers to him and his family. He's over in the Ukraine at war. So you can take him out for this year. You know, unless something happens where, you know, just take him out for the year. In the PBC universe, here's who they have. Michelle Rivera, who was there at the fight. Looks like Muhammad Ali, dresses like Muhammad Ali. You have the Isaac Cruz rematch. That will sell. That will do exactly what Leonard Ellerbe has been telling us is going to do. It'll sell out somewhere. You know, it'll do some all right, okay pay-per-view buys. But at the grand scheme of things, hardcore fans don't really want to see that shit. But he's right. Motherfuckers still going to buy it, you know, regarding ticket sales. Pay-per-view, you can see fans are in open revolt. Fans are like, listen, we're streaming this shit. And as I said on the video earlier, in 2022, and it's a shame that I have to break this fourth wall, if you will. If you don't know how to watch a fight for free, then it's like, you know, hey. But fans, the generation that they covet, that, 18 to 35 and even younger, from these 10-year-olds. Let's say if you got a young 10-year-old boxing fan and his parents are like, you ain't putting that on my cable bill. You know, gas is high. You know what that 10-year-old's doing? He's getting on his fucking phone. And he's mentioning his friends and looking around and going on Google, how can I watch such and such for free? And then before you know it, you find it sooner than later. And then you got Leonard Ellerbe saying shit like this. So it's a problem to where the long term, I think they're doing more damage than they're doing helping, saying stuff like that. So looking at these rankings, okay, these are the guys that the fights can happen in the stable, in the PBC Mayweather Promotions universe. Isaac Cruz 2, Michelle Rivera, you know, Gary Russell Jr., the Gary Russell brothers, they just lost, you know, their father, but Gary Russell, who lost to Mark Maxayo, you know, and pretty much you can say, I don't like making excuses for, you know, about fighters, but you can say partially because he didn't really have his father. He was saying it, you know, like in his corner to help him train. And he ended up getting injured. But for me, I would love to see Tank Davis versus Gary Russell Jr., even though he lost his last fight. After all, PBC has shown us that they will put on a pay-per-view with fighters who lost their last fight by putting on Keith Thurman, who last fight lost to Manny Pacquiao, Mario Barrios, who last fight he lost to Tank Davis. So that's a fight in the PBC universe that can happen. Gary Russell will be moving up a couple of divisions, though, because he's a 126-pounder, but definitely said he will move up to 135 for Tank Davis. What other fights? You know? I mean, what other fights? You know, Frank Martin at 140? They've already shown us that they're going to put anything on pay-per-view because the last 3 pay-per-views have been Mario Barrios. That was the Mexican factor. Isaac Cruz, that was supposed to be Rolly. And now Rolly. So this Rolly fight probably would have been Isaac Cruz anyway. I'm interested to see where these pay-per-view buys are going to be because everywhere I've seen, you know, obviously I buy the fights because I got to motherfucking do my videos and shit. But everywhere I've seen, people are like, yo, we're streaming these shits. And then in a post-fight interview, Tank Davis didn't, I was going to play the post-fight interview, but Tank Davis didn't say anything. He didn't say, you know, you know, I'm interested in fighting this person or this person. The Ryan Garcia fight, that fight ain't happening to me. You know why it's not happening? Because the DAZN, they are heavily invested in Ryan Garcia. And I can't see Ryan Garcia and Mayweather Promotions and Golden Boy and the DAZN and Showtime all coming to a deal. Hell, Leonard Ellerbe even said they tried it twice. I can't see it. You know, we couldn't even get them to give us Jamal Charlo versus Jaime Munguia without the DAZN and Golden Boy wanting their taste and wanting their beak left. They couldn't just let Jaime Munguia go over to Showtime to fight Jamal Charlo, which he should have, in my opinion. So it's hard for me to believe that the DAZN and Showtime are going to come together to put on this fight. Yeah, they can say, okay, the DAZN, you can have the Mexican rights, and it ain't going to work. That ain't no fucking super fight. In my opinion, Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia does what? Maybe 800,000 pay-per-view buys, maybe, give or take. You know, but does it really, really move the needle? Like, I'm tired of hearing all this. You know, this is one of the reasons why I stopped taking boxing seriously as far as media is concerned, you know, and stopped putting my heart into it about 3-4 years ago. I was like, you know what? Like, once I was like out there in the field, like learning the sport, I was like, this boxing shit is weird. I'm not fucking, no way. I'm not going to be doing this shit fucking every day. You know, and then you got the promoters giving you the run around. You do interviews. They all tell you the same shit. The only way to really survive financially on YouTube is you got to do clickbait bullshit. Like, boxing is fucked up all around. You got promoters flat out telling us that we ain't gonna give you the fights that you want. You don't matter. The dollar and the casual fan matters. That's true to an extent, but it's like, goddamn, bro, cut us some slack. You don't got to give us that much motherfucking truth. But let's listen to Mr. Delusional Rolly here, because he's just flat out delusional. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe, and teach through controversy.
You don't know what's going on. You know, if he's concussed.
Hey, and you can do me a favor. I'm not doing this for my health, gosh darn it. And I don't want to keep cussing, you know, because it's Sunday. You know, not that it means anything to me, but you can at least do me a favor and like the video, all right? I'm not asking you for your super chat. I'm not saying, okay, you give me some of the Cash App. I'm not fucking selling you, what is it, doing a hey, you know, rip wire energy drink, you know, listen to me say some bullshit about a drink I don't even drink, you know, or telling you to download some NordVPN. You know, help me out with a like at least. That's all I'm asking for. Thanks for watching.
You know, but he's a good sportsman, you know, and he understood. Oh, here he is, right here. Give Romero a big hand. Let me sit here with you. You sit right here.
How you guys doing? Amazing fight.
Rolly, can you, Keith Heidick from BoxingScene.com back here. Rolly, can you tell us what you remember of what happened and the shot that Tank caught you with?
He caught me with a left hook. I jumped in and I just jumped into a shot.
Do you agree with the referee's decision to stop the fight?
I'm a warrior. I wanted to continue the fight, so if I could continue, I would have continued.
Did you feel you were winning the fight at that point?
I won all 6 rounds. I won every moment of that fight. I exposed him, and we need to run that shit back.
Questions in front? Anyone?
Hey, Rolly. Obviously, before the fight, you were talking about the first round knockout, but did you want to be more tactical? A more tactical fight as you showed in the first 5+ round.
In the second fight?
No, tonight you were very tactical. Very. You fought at your own pace tonight. Was that the game plan going in?
Honestly, yeah. I did not want to give. If I could have got a first round knockout, I would have done it. But I know he's expecting a first round knockout, so I wasn't able to get the first round knockout. So I was tactical throughout the entire fight.
Rolly, back here. Mike Cobbinger, ESPN. Hey, Rolly, congrats on a great performance. You have never been you've never fought a top guy like that before, so you showed a lot. And obviously, there's a lot of top fighters at 135. Who do you want to fight next? You have your.
I want Gervonta Davis again. I was winning that fucking fight, and I just got hit with a clean shot. That's all, and that's that.
Outside of Gervonta, are there any other names you like? I know you've mentioned Devin Haney on occasion. He's fighting next week for the Undisputed Championship against Kambosos. There's Ryan Garcia.
No, I want Gervonta Davis again. I exposed his ass, and everybody in this room knows it. I got caught with a good shot. That's all.
Rolly, great performance. I think you should be proud of yourself. You did great. If there is a rematch, what would be different?
I just want to jump into a shot like that again. Like I said, I had him running like a bitch the entire fight. And like I said, he got a nice shot in. That's all that happened. He got hurt multiple times. And he ran around. He was terrified of me. And I doubt he'll do the rematch again.
And Coach Bullet, what were your thoughts on the fight?
I felt like he did a great performance, like we all saw. I know that Rolly could outbox pretty much 90% of the fighters in boxing. Even though people always talk about his power, Rolly's a very talented fighter. And he showed that tonight against a 3-division world champion. He whooped his ass round after round. When he hurt him, Tank did the smart thing.
Oh, my God.
And,
Both of them?
The ref let him get away with it. But it was a great performance. Mistakes are made in the game. The best of the best, Ali, Mike Tyson, every last one of them took an L. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I'm very proud of my fighter, and I will never turn him in for nobody else, straight up.
Yeah, Rolly, Chris Murray, Philadelphia Sunday Sun. My question to you: you said that you were beating him up, and what were you doing? What was working for you tonight?
Stiff jab. The stiff jab, 2-1, just over and over again. That hurt him multiple times in the fight.
Marcus Hayes, Fight Hub TV. Rolly, Bullet, congratulations for a good showing tonight. Just came up a little bit short. My question is for Rolly. Rolly, early in the fight, you seem to be landing almost at will. when you were hitting Davis, could you tell if you were your punches were having effect on him?
I mean, he was running around. I mean, he got hurt multiple times throughout that entire fight. So I'll be honest with you, that referee helped him a lot. All he would do is hold me and hold me and hold me, and that's that.
Really, Mark Hamilton from Fight Sports. What was your best punch of the fight? What do you think you caught him with?
Stiff jab.
What
A
round?
stiff jab. It was multiple times. Multiple times.
Yeah, I've never seen no shit like that. Let me stop lying. I've seen some delusional shit. But the fact that I see him and his coach saying that they won and he was whooping tank ass, it's like, you know what? But I mean, the good thing is the stock has risen in Rolly. He's gonna get some nice quality fights from now on. Maybe they should dial it back with Rolly now, and start him over, build him up, because he can easily compete at 147 one day. So I guess he is right. Rolly is forever. Who would you like to see him fight, though? Okay, you can throw him in hot, or you can be like, let's dial him back a little bit, meaning throw him in hot that, maybe him versus Isaac Cruz. You might see him get knocked out again. Or do you be like, you know what? Let's go find some bullshit for him. Maybe go down to the bottom of the rankings, in the lower 15. Try to see if you can pull out Ricky Burns, some shit like that, start building him back up. You see what I'm saying? Maybe Rolly versus Mario Barrios. No, but he's at 147. I would say that fight at 140, but Rolly clearly has no issues making 135. Maybe Rolly versus Javier Fortuna. There you go. Some shit like that. But yeah, bro, he got beat up. He had his little bright spots. He did a lot better than okay, did you think that he did better than you thought he was going to do? He did better than I thought he was going to do. And as far as a rematch, that shit ain't never going to happen. But what if we find out, though, that this has all been bullshit, that I've been talking, and this pay-per-view ends up doing something like 250,000 pay-per-view buys, some shit like that? Then you definitely can guarantee they're probably going to put him back on pay-per-view. But no, seriously, you can throw Rolly out there hot, like an Isaac Cruz, something like that, or you can just, take him down, and start building him up to be like a star, because he clearly, has the confidence. He clearly has the mouth. He can talk. He can talk the talk. Whether he can walk the walk, who knows? Rolly versus Browner. Can you imagine that? That's what? I would love to see that. Now, there you go. You thinking smart right there. But Broner's at 147 at least, at this point in time. He's been off for so long. But I would entertain Browne versus Rolly at 140. Ooh, that's the type of degenerate boxing match I would love. Can you imagine the banter? The shit talking? And Browne ain't gonna hold no bars on him. But nah, I think that's a little bit too much. A little bit too much for both of those fighters. Because you don't know who's gonna win. All you need to do is outwork Browne, you can beat him. But I think I would be disrespecting Browne if I said that Rolly could probably beat him. I don't want to disrespect AB like that. I like AB, even though he owed me $50,000. He challenged me to a fight back in 2017. And he ended up losing. I shit you not. And he ended up losing to Mikey Garcia and fucked up my exhibition payday. We didn't even get down to talking about the weights yet. But yeah, overall, I'm gonna rate the card. No matter if Rolly got knocked out, no matter how exciting, the main event may have been or the buzz, still, nonetheless, it was a bullshit card. And Eduardo, hey, let's go look at the undercard. It was we can't take nothing away from that, ladies and gentlemen. Even though there was some excitement, the buzz around Tank Davis, the undercard opened up with Eduardo Ramirez winning a majority decision over Luis Melendez. Ill. Fight meant nothing, period. Jesus Ramos did not look good tonight against Luke Santamaria, and the fight should have been a lot closer than what it was scored. And then Erislandy Lara. Let me tell you something. I've been shitting on this fight all week for like a month and a half straight since it was announced. It wasn't that bad. You know, Lara got a knockdown in round number 4. Lara's legs are gone, by the way. I'm talking about them joints are gone. You know, and Gary Spike O'Sullivan seemed to could not miss with the left hook to the body. However, he ended up getting his ass knocked out and doing fucking monkey rolls and shit. But overall, I'm going to say that fight, you know, see, what it is a lot of us, including myself, went into that fight thinking like, Lara, it's going to put you to sleep. I was yawning. You can see in my post-fight video, I was doing it live real time. I was yawning a little bit. But then by the time I started yawning around, when was it stop? Round number 8, that's when the knockout happened because I was about to take a nap. But, you know, it ended up ending. And now the question is, who is Lara going to fight? And I would entertain Erislandy Lara versus Jamal Charlo. If Jamal Charlo was fighting fucking Salusky and Lara is fighting Gary Spike O'Sullivan 3 weeks apart, there's no reason why they shouldn't be fighting each other, at least in their next fight, if they can't get a bigger fight for both of them. Remember, Lara is the WBA World Champion, and Golovkin is the WBA Super World Champion and IBF Champion. Golovkin is moving up to 168 to fight Canelo. So what if Golovkin vacates that WBA title, Lara gets elevated, then you'll have Jamal Charlo, WBC champion, Erislandy Lara, WBA champion, only WBA champion at 160 pounds. IBF champion would be vacated because Golovkin is fighting at 168, but it would be between Esquiva Falco and Mick Zarafa to be the new IBF champion. And Demetrius Andrade has until November the 17th to fight Janjabek Alam Kunuli or Alim Hanala. You see what I'm saying? Oh, yes, and why Floyd wasn't there tonight. Good question before I go. Thank you, Johnny boy. Leonard Ellerbe said that Floyd Mayweather had a family emergency. But if there is, respect to Floyd, you know, and prayers to his family. I take my hat off to him. But if it wasn't a family emergency, I'm going to say this, I call bullshit. You know why? Because him and Tank Davis have been beefing for a long time. And also, Floyd Mayweather had a press conference on the same day that Rolly had his press conference. Floyd Mayweather also had a pay-per-view last week. Even if it was a flop, still, nonetheless, that's a smack in the face to your fighter. You have a pay-per-view the same month as his, a week apart. Then you don't show up to his press conference, but you hold your own press conference down in Miami. And Tank Davis was livid. He was posting shit all on social media and taking it down. So him not showing up to the fight, nah. I think either Al Heyman told him not to show up or that he didn't show up because him and Tank really going through something. There's also, of course, those old rumors of Tank messing around with Floyd's daughter years ago. So, you know, there's been a bumpy, you know, history between them two for a while now. But anyway, take your time out, like the video, subscribe. We're going to be back on Tuesday with a fight week recap and everything that's pretty much going on, you know, after I end this video. And of course, we got George Kambosos versus Devin and Haney next week. We're going to have full coverage. My colleague Big J is going to be in the arena at the press conference, at the fight, at the post-fight press conference. And I'm going to be doing videos all next week. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe. And also, you got Stephen Fulton versus Dana Roman next week. Philly, stand up. Before you go, it'd be great if you can please like the video before you go. And also, I'm on Twitter at T Street Controversy. Down below in the description box, you're going to see my link tree, which houses all of my social media, my Instagram, my Twitter, website, Twitch, Facebook, everything. Thanks for watching. See you guys later.